Hey guys, it's Melissa, your life coach, walking you through a simple yet very impactful exercise to help you have clarity. If there's one thing 2020 has brought us, or taught us rather, it's that we can't rely on things outside of us to provide us with happiness. It has to come from within. And knowing these four things will put you on the path to true clarity: who you are, what matters most, what you want, and what it's going to take to get there. I'm going to say those four things again. If you have a pen and paper, write them down. Okay? Who you are, what matters most to you, what you want, and what it's going to take to get there. Okay? Knowing these things are going to help you feel less frustrated with your life, less stuck, less confused. Okay? Those are all things that bog us down. You want to feel more confident. You want to feel like your life has more purpose. You've got to be really clear on those four things. As a side note, if your purpose involves other people, such as I want to be a good mom or whatever relationship you're in, it has to be how you show up for them, not how they react to you. Okay, you can't make your kids feel your love. Okay, that's their choice. They get to feel it or not. But you get to decide how you show up for them, and be a loving mom or whatever the relationship may be. So I just want to add that in as a side note. Okay, we're going to do our exercise now. I want you to have a pen and paper, and I want you to write this down. Okay, let's go back in time to when you were 18 years old. For some of you, that probably wasn't that long ago. Others of you, that might have been a long time ago. It doesn't matter. Go back to your high school graduation. You have your whole life in front of you. What choices would you make? Would you choose a different major? I know I would have. Would you have not even gone to college because your life didn't actually need a college education to, be where you want to be? Okay. What would you do differently? Okay. So I want you to think about the priorities that you would place if right now you were 18 years old and you had your whole life in front of you. Okay. Now we're going to go back to present, back to where you are right now. And I want you to imagine that you have weeks to live. This is it. You don't have any more time to put anything off, to procrastinate. This is it. What will you do? What will you spend your time doing? Who will you see? What kinds of things will you prioritize? Okay. So if you need time, pause this right now and really think about these two different things. You being 18, having your whole adult life in front of you, and then you being confronted with your own death, or we'll just say end. I don't want to get all morbid on you. But I want you to see what things overlap. What is in both the things you would do if you had time and the things you would do if you didn't have a lot of time. Because chances are those are the things that are the highest priority in your life and the things that you need to be focusing on. Okay? It's not too late to start. You're not going to die. You have time. Okay? I want you to really have a clear view of what matters most to you, and seeking out those things will make your life so much more worth it. Now, pay attention to the way I worded that. I didn't say it would be easier. It may be. You might have an easier time doing something that you really love and feel passionate about. But the best things for us in life are not always the easiest things. And that is exactly why you're not doing them right now. Because it's hard, because it's scary. And fear will steal more dreams than failing ever does. That is where courage comes in. And the action is always the antidote to fear. So just taking the first step toward how to get where you want to be is how you overcome the fear. just a little bit of courage begets more courage begets more courage. So it's just taking those action steps to get you to the place where you want to be. Okay. So now that you've been thinking about who you are, what matters to you, what you want, and what it takes to get there, if you still feel like you're struggling to have clarity, it may be helpful to ask yourself what you don't want. Um, I'm not usually a proponent of getting into that negative headspace, but a lot of times we can see clearly what we do want by seeing everything that we don't want. So that's just a little tip. If you still feel stuck, write down, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, and then flip it into, now I'm going to do this and this. All right. So next exercise I want you to do, I want you to write down is an I am statement. I want you to get really clear on who you are. That was the first one. Who are you? What do you value? What legacy do you want to leave when you leave this world? I know for me personally, I value loyalty. I'm so loyal to my husband and my friends and my family. And that's something that I value. That's like me. I value giving people the benefit of the doubt and seeing the good in life and in all people. I'm an optimist, and I love that about myself. So for you, it'll be different. There's different things that make you who you are. Write them down. Just really like glorify yourself. Like if you were to give this to a potential job, like a potential boss, like if you want that boss to see everything that makes you amazing, like write it all down. Get super clear on who you are and what you stand for and what you value. So write it out and read it often. And finally, the last thing I want you to do is to set 1 to 3 big goals for you this year. You're going to do so much in your lifetime, but I want you to focus on just one to 3 big things that you're going to accomplish this year. We want to think big and plan small. It takes baby steps for you to get to those big monster goals. You won't run a marathon if you don't put your shoes on first. You can't eat healthier food if you don't go to the grocery store and buy the healthy food. The steps it takes to get where you want to be in life, just take one small thing at a time. All right, guys, write those down. I hope this session got your wheels turning on those 4 things: who you are, what matters most, what you want, and what it takes to get it, what it's going to take to get it. The next part is doing it. And I want to recommend my e-course, Manage Your Mind to Manage Your Time to Get It Done. This course is money. It's going to help you overcome your biggest roadblock, your own brain. It has very practical steps on how to plan in a way that puts your most important priorities first. And bonus, I filmed it before COVID last year, so there's no mention of the coronavirus, which is nice. I know all the self-help I'm consuming these days is full of COVID talk, and rightly so, because it is our current reality, but I think it's nice to have some good sound advice that doesn't mention it. So Manage Your Mind to Manage Your Time is going to be the most relevant course I offer to get your goals in action. But if your goals include more intimate, meaningful relationships with your significant other or children, I do also offer courses on relationships and parenting that you can check out as well. All right, if you have any questions, please email me at melissa@melissaottcoaching.com. Would love to have a conversation with you, and I will catch you then.